Man can't resist women who detach. Emotional independence is one of the most powerful traits a woman can possess, and it is a key aspect of what makes a woman irresistible to men. In a world where relationships often thrive on mutual dependency and emotional attachment, the idea of emotional detachment can be both empowering and magnetic. It is not about withdrawing from others or becoming emotionally distant, but rather about cultivating a deep sense of self-reliance and not needing anyone to complete you. When a woman is emotionally independent, she is no longer seeking validation from others to confirm her worth. This shift in perspective is incredibly attractive because it shows that she values herself enough to stand alone without feeling incomplete or insecure. For many women, emotional independence comes from years of growth, self-discovery, and learning how to love themselves without relying on external sources for affirmation. It involves a profound understanding that true happiness does not depend on another person's behavior, approval, or affection. A woman who is emotionally independent is someone who has found peace within herself, who knows her strengths and weaknesses, and who is comfortable being her authentic self without seeking validation from anyone else. This kind of independence is attractive because it speaks to her sense of inner strength. She is not desperate for attention or affection, nor is she trying to prove her value to anyone. She understands that her worth is inherent, and this self-assurance naturally draws people to her. When a woman is emotionally independent, she becomes less likely to settle for toxic relationships or unhealthy dynamics. She doesn't seek to fill an emotional void with the wrong person. Instead, she values herself enough to walk away from relationships that do not serve her well-being or align with her values. She has the strength to say no when necessary, to set clear boundaries, and to avoid compromising her own happiness for the sake of someone else. This clarity and self-respect are both admirable and attractive. Men are drawn to women who can make decisions from a place of strength rather than insecurity. A woman who understands that she doesn't need a man to feel whole is one who inspires respect, admiration, and even awe. Being emotionally independent also means that a woman is in control of her own happiness. She doesn't look to others to fill gaps within herself, but instead nurtures her own emotional health and well-being. This could mean investing time in self-care, pursuing passions and hobbies, building strong friendships, and developing a fulfilling career. These pursuits help her maintain a sense of purpose and satisfaction that does not depend on anyone else. A woman who enjoys her life has a sense of fulfillment and doesn't feel the need to lean on others emotionally as someone who exudes an infectious energy. Her independence makes her a magnet because she isn't relying on someone else to validate her existence. Instead, she is content and confident in herself, which naturally makes her more appealing. Furthermore, emotional independence allows a woman to approach relationships from a place of balance. She does not rely on a partner to make her feel complete, nor does she lose herself in the relationship. She enters relationships with a strong sense of self, ready to contribute equally without sacrificing her identity or values. This kind of balance is crucial for healthy, fulfilling partnerships. When both partners are emotionally independent, they can grow individually while also building a strong connection together. The relationship becomes an addition to an already fulfilling life rather than the source of a person's emotional stability. This dynamic is not only sustainable but incredibly attractive to men who value equality, mutual respect, and emotional maturity. Another reason emotional independence is so magnetic is that it creates a sense of freedom and ease in relationships. A woman who is emotionally independent does not place unrealistic expectations on her partner, nor does she demand constant validation or reassurance. She understands that both partners bring their own unique qualities to the relationship, and she does not expect her partner to fulfill every emotional need. This maturity and understanding take pressure off the relationship, allowing it to develop naturally and without strain. Men are naturally drawn to women who do not make them feel burdened by excessive emotional demands. Instead, they appreciate the space to be themselves without the fear of constantly having to meet the emotional needs of a partner. This creates an environment where both individuals can flourish as individuals and as a couple. Emotional independence also fosters resilience. A woman who is emotionally independent is less likely to be rattled by challenges or setbacks. She understands that life is full of ups and downs, and she has developed the inner strength to cope with adversity on her own. This resilience is incredibly attractive because it shows that she is not fragile or dependent on others to manage her emotions. A woman who is emotionally stable and strong enough to handle difficult situations with grace is someone who inspires admiration. Men find this quality particularly compelling because it signals that she is grounded and capable and not easily shaken by life's inevitable challenges. In relationships, emotional independence can also create a sense of mystery. A woman who doesn't reveal everything about herself too quickly, who maintains her sense of self and doesn't overattach to a partner, creates an intriguing dynamic. There's a sense of curiosity about her, a desire to understand her on a deeper level. This creates a pull, as men often find themselves wanting to get to know a woman who is both independent and emotionally secure. The key here is that she doesn't make herself overly available emotionally or physically, which creates an aura of mystery and respect that draws men in. Her independence doesn't mean she's uninterested in her partner, but rather that she has a life of her own that she values and protects. This adds to her allure as she becomes a woman who is not easily won over or claimed, but someone who deserves to be truly appreciated and respected. Ultimately, emotional independence is one of the most attractive qualities a woman can have because it signifies strength, self-respect, and a deep understanding of her own worth. When a woman detaches from the need for validation and learns to stand on her own, she becomes not only a force to be reckoned with, but also someone who is deeply irresistible. She draws people, particularly men, not because she is desperate for attention, but because she radiates an inner power that comes from being comfortable and whole in her own skin. This kind of woman is magnetic because she knows that her value comes from within and she doesn't need anyone else to define who she is. Setting healthy boundaries is an essential aspect of emotional independence, and it plays a crucial role in why women who detach are so irresistible. Boundaries are a reflection of self-respect, a powerful way to protect one's well-being and ensure that personal values are upheld in any relationship. A woman who knows how to set and maintain boundaries does not tolerate mistreatment, and this is one of the most attractive qualities she can possess. Setting boundaries is not about being rigid or distant, it's about knowing your limits and communicating them clearly to others. It is a way of protecting your energy, your time, and your emotional health while also fostering respect and mutual understanding in relationships. One of the primary reasons why setting boundaries is so attractive is that it demonstrates self-worth. A woman who is confident enough to say no when something doesn't align with her values or desires signals that she values herself and her time. This sends a powerful message that she will not tolerate being treated poorly or being taken for granted. When a woman sets boundaries, she shows that she understands her own needs and isn't willing to sacrifice them for the sake of others, including her partner. This kind of strength is magnetic because it exudes confidence and self-respect. Men are naturally drawn to women who know their worth and aren't afraid to protect themselves both emotionally and physically. The ability to say no in situations where something doesn't feel right is a sign of emotional maturity and personal strength, and it is highly respected. Setting boundaries also means that a woman is emotionally mature enough to take responsibility for her own happiness. She does not rely on others to provide her with constant validation or reassurance. Instead, she recognizes that her happiness is her own responsibility, and she establishes boundaries to ensure that she is not overwhelmed or drained by others. This kind of emotional maturity is not only attractive, but also incredibly rare. A woman who understands that her emotions are hers to manage and that she has the power to create a healthy emotional environment for herself is a woman who inspires admiration. This independence is empowering because it means she is not looking to anyone else to fulfill her emotional needs. Men often find this appealing because it indicates a sense of emotional stability and resilience that is not always easy to find in relationships. Healthy boundaries are also a way of preserving personal space and individual identity. In any relationship, it is easy to lose sight of who you are as an individual when you become too entangled with another person. A woman who maintains boundaries knows how to protect her sense of self and ensures that she doesn't lose herself in the process of loving someone else. She values her own interests, hobbies, and passions, and she doesn't compromise them for the sake of the relationship. This type of independence creates a balanced dynamic where both partners have room to grow and pursue their own lives while still being able to share their experiences and dreams with one another. A man is often drawn to a woman who maintains her own identity and doesn't depend on him to define her. There's a quiet strength in a woman who is comfortable being herself without constantly needing her partner's approval or validation. This sense of self-sufficiency is not only empowering but also deeply attractive. Furthermore, when a woman sets boundaries, she teaches others how to treat her. She sets the standard for what is acceptable and what is not. This is particularly important in romantic relationships where mutual respect is key. A woman who is clear about her boundaries sends a message that she expects to be treated with the same respect and kindness that she offers in return. By setting boundaries, she is not demanding special treatment, but rather ensuring that the relationship remains healthy and balanced. Men are naturally drawn to women who communicate their needs and expectations clearly. It shows maturity, confidence, and an understanding of what it takes to maintain a respectful and fulfilling partnership. When a woman establishes her boundaries, she encourages an environment of honesty and trust, which is the foundation for any successful relationship. Another powerful aspect of boundaries is that they create space for both partners to thrive as individuals. In many relationships, there is a tendency to become overly dependent on one another, which can lead to unhealthy patterns of behavior. A woman who maintains healthy boundaries recognizes the importance of personal growth and understands that each person needs their own space to evolve. She does not expect her partner to fulfill every emotional need or to be constantly available. Instead, she respects both her own need for independence and her partner's need for freedom. This allows for a more balanced and fulfilling relationship, where both individuals feel valued and supported, rather than overwhelmed by one another's needs. Men appreciate women who understand the importance of maintaining a sense of self while being in a partnership. This balance allows for more room for mutual respect and understanding, which in turn strengthens the connection between the two. Moreover, setting boundaries is crucial when it comes to avoiding toxic relationships and protecting oneself from emotional manipulation or abuse. A woman who knows how to set and enforce boundaries is less likely to allow herself to be mistreated or manipulated by others. She recognizes when a situation is unhealthy and has the strength to walk away or set clear limits. This ability to protect herself from harm is incredibly attractive because it demonstrates emotional intelligence and self-respect. Men admire women who can stand up for themselves and assert their needs without feeling guilty or apologetic. It takes courage to draw the line and say this is not acceptable, and that kind of courage is magnetic. A woman who refuses to tolerate disrespect or manipulation shows that she values herself and won't settle for less than she deserves, which is one of the most attractive qualities a person can possess. Finally, healthy boundaries are essential for creating a relationship based on mutual respect and equality. A woman who sets boundaries encourages open communication, honesty, and trust within the relationship. She is not afraid to express her needs, desires, and concerns, and she encourages her partner to do the same. This creates a space where both individuals can be authentic and vulnerable without fear of judgment or rejection. By setting boundaries, a woman helps create a relationship dynamic that is healthy, balanced, and empowering for both parties. Men are drawn to women who foster an environment of equality and respect, where both partners can thrive as individuals while also growing together as a couple. In conclusion, setting boundaries is an essential component of emotional independence, and it is one of the most attractive qualities a woman can possess. By setting clear boundaries, a woman demonstrates self-respect, emotional maturity, and a deep understanding of her own needs. She teaches others how to treat her, protects herself from harm, and ensures that her relationships are healthy and fulfilling. Men are naturally drawn to women who are confident enough to set boundaries and protect their emotional well-being. This ability to maintain healthy boundaries is not only empowering but also deeply magnetic. It creates a sense of respect, balance, and mutual admiration, which are the foundation of any successful relationship.